Okay, so this 20-minute video is focused onto our hips. So we will look to mobilise, we'll look to strengthen the hips. We're also working our hips through our different range of motion. So the hip is a ball and socket joint, so it should have lots of movement, but we don't always enable that movement into our body. So that's what we will be focused on. Okay, we'll be using the circle, but to begin with, just place the circle down by your side. Okay, take a little lean back, fingertips pointing out to the side. Push out of your hands so you've got that little lift for the chest. We're not collapsing through that upper body. That upper body is working with us. Okay, so have your knees slightly wider than your hips and then your feet in line with your knees or a little bit wider. Just find your position. Okay, from your hips, start to drop the knees over to one side. Doesn't matter how far it goes over. Don't force it over and don't take the body over to get there. Keep the chest pointing forward and then bring that movement up. And we go again. So we start to take that movement over and bring it up. Keep going, keep breathing through it. So just find a breath where you can just flow through it. And here we start to work on the internal rotation of that hip. So often this is a movement that can feel quite locked for people actually. And it can sometimes impact then how it feels into our lower back and other areas of the body as well. And then bring it up. Yeah, let's do one more each side. And again, keep pushing out the hands, keep the chest pointing forward and up. And let's do one more. We take it over and we bring it up. Yes. Okay, right, now we're going to come into diamond position. Okay, so think your heels, big toes and little toes are going to stay connected here. Let the knees drop out to the side. So it doesn't matter how low those knees are or how high, just find your position. Okay, let's have the circle. Okay, so we're not adding any pressure onto the circle just yet. I want the heel of the hand onto the circle. Okay, fingertips are nice and released. So almost have a sense that the mat is hot. I want you to find that length from the mat. Keep that length and then slowly start to float the arms up towards the ceiling. So there's no tension here. I'm not reaching up. I'm just rotating through those shoulders and then we bring it down. And again, so take a nice big inhale. Find that length through the body, but floating the arms up and then release the arms. Good, do two more. And again, just have that sense that the mat is a little bit hot. So you're lengthening up through the body and then bring it forward. And do one more like that. So you should be feeling that opening through your hips as the knees are dropped out to the side. And then we bring it forward, relax the arms off. If as we start to work through different positions, I will give you kind of other positions for your legs. But if this feels too intense, as you're just sitting here, just bring the feet into parallel. So just kind of ease off it a little bit. Sometimes you need to kind of like do these videos on repeat so you can really start to mobilize and open up the hips just a little bit more. Okay, right, so now you're going to take a little push of that circle. So just a small push. So we're not crushing the circle. Almost think sort of 50% pressure. Heel of the hand is onto that circle. So you start by sitting up nice and tall. So almost think the top of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. And now start to curl the bum under. So we start to curl that bum. So we start to open up through the hips, but we start to lengthen and we start to strengthen. Good. And then we bring it up. We take that nice upright position and go again. So I've got that 50% squeeze into the circle, turning. So you might find the back of the waistband. Just find your point. And again, if you feel like the hips are starting to scream, if they're cramping, just release off. Even if you release off one side, it might be one side that's kind of talking to you more than the other. Taking it back. And then we bring it up. And we release off the arms. Good. Okay, right, now come into parallel. So we're going to have the feet down onto the mat. We're going to work a little bit into our hip flexor strength here. So when we're sitting down lots of the day, the hips can feel quite locked because they're just in this position all the time. So we're going to work a little bit in this hip flexor strength here. Okay, so feet down onto the mat. And again, if this isn't comfortable, come onto your heels, because when you're on your heels, you actually release some of that pressure into your hips as well. Okay, so find that 50% squeeze into the circle. Curl the bum under, so you start to find. So again, when I say curl the bum under, it's like you're sending the movement to the back of the waistband. So we're moving through the pelvis, okay, but that curl of the bum under, everybody understands where that movement needs to come from. Okay, so find your position. Okay, so again, find that little squeeze, lifting up the right knee and then extending that right leg. So you can keep a softness through the knee. So we don't want it kind of screaming through much to the quads, that top of the leg. So if it is screaming too much, I want you to soften off the knee even more. So soft knee or lengthen through, keep squeezing into the circle and then start to take the leg down towards the floor and then we lift it up and go again. So we take it down and we lift. One more, we take it down and we lift, and then that foot goes down, other side. So lengthen through that left side. And again, from your hip, lift up the leg, from your hip, control the movement down. Keep curling the bum under as you find that movement. Yeah, good, and again, keep breathing through it. Take it down, bend the knee, and rest it off. Yes, okay, right, now we're gonna come into side work. So we're going to come into a bit of a Z position here with our legs. So I've got my right foot tucked into my left thigh here. So again, for lots of people, this position can feel really uncomfortable into the hip. So if you need to, just release that leg so it takes that pressure off that hip. So you can almost work in this position. And again, if you need to, come into that parallel position with your legs in front of you as well. So listen to the body, see how it feels. Okay, so we're going to take the circle arm's length. The heel of the hand goes onto the circle. Check in with the knees as well, that the knees, the mat's always a nice marker for this actually, that your knees are in line with each other. Okay, so taking that arm up towards the ceiling, I want you to think about a dot on the side of the ribs. Taking the arm up, I want a little push of the circle, but send your dot up to the ceiling. So I want you to find that side bend, that push down with a circle, that lengthen over with that top arm, and then release it off. And we're challenging our hips to be in this position. Take the arm up, a little push down of that circle, and again, find that dot on the side of the rib, lengthen it up to the ceiling. So we're almost looking for a side C curve. Oh, the arm shaking with that circle. And go again. So it's a small little push down on that circle. Focus on your side bend, lengthening through the side of the body, which then lengthens all the way from that hip. And then we bring it up. Yes, bring the circle in front. And again, being in this upright position doesn't always feel comfortable. So again, you can release that top leg so that leg is in front of you. See how it feels. Elbows out nice and wide, little push into that circle. We're going to come into spine twist here. I want you to try and circle over your hip. So we're not looking for a side lean, okay? So that twist, we go round. Okay, from here, I want you to twist your t-shirt to the left. Look through the circle here. It's a nice view for your eyes, or a nice position for your eyes. And then bring it back to center. That little 50% push in your circle as well. Taking that twist. So again, I'm circling, trying to circle over the hips. And then bring it back to center. One more each side. We find that twist. And center. We do one more. We find the twist. And center. We rest it off. We do the other side. Okay, remember in these positions as well, it can feel very different one side to the other. So if you kind of felt like one side, that was okay, the other side might feel a little bit different. So again, just release that top leg if we need to. Okay, so that arm is out. Circle is arm's length away. Heel of the hand onto that circle. That dot is on the side of your other rib. Okay, taking the arm up, little push of the circle, finding that side bend, let the head go with the movement. And then we release it off. Two more like that. We take it over. And we release. And let's do one more. Taking it over. And we release. Good. Take that circle in front. So again, just take a moment. Encourage the body over the hips or over the pelvis area. Okay, so again, elbows come out nice and wide. It's that little 50% push into your circle here. Take a twist, round. I'm going round to my right and center. The side, twisting the t-shirt, taking that movement round and center. One more each way. we take the twist. And center. We do one more, we twist. And center. And then we rest it off. We're going to come down for our side kicks. Okay, right, so for this one, I'm going to have the circle that sits above my ankle. Okay, this is always the tricky part, trying to kind of control the circle in this position. Okay, come down so your head is resting onto your hand, or if it's more comfortable, come down into this position. So find your position, but we want to keep length through the waist here. Okay, I'm going to take my leg on top of that circle. So flex through your ankles here. Okay, so both are flexed. Hips stay stacked on top of each other. Okay, so from your ankle all the way through to your hip, start to push down into that circle. Good, and then release it off. And go again. So I'm trying to keep length through my waist, trying to keep the upper body nice and still. And then release it off. And go one more. We take that push. And release. Now that leg goes inside. So I want you to push up with that top leg, push down with the bottom leg. So push, so find that connection, and then we release it off. And hopefully you can start to feel those hips firing up a little bit. Push down with the bottom leg, push up with that top, and then take it down. Do one more like this. Find that push. And again, I'm looking at the camera, but keeping the length into the neck here. Yes, and release it off. Now bring the arm down. So if your body's not all the way down, bring it down now. You can use this hand as a support. Use this hand on the floor on the mat. Push down. Okay, from here, I want your mind's eye more into your bottom leg. I want you to lift up that circle. Lift, 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 and then take it down. 2 more like that. And again, doesn't matter how high it comes up, and then take it down. Use this as a support rather than all the work is coming from here. Lengthen up. So use the top leg, get the hips involved, and then we bring it down. Yes, good, good. Okay, right, bring that circle. Okay, right, I want that circle in front. Legs are slightly in front here. And again, let's stay down here. So head stays down. That circle is arm's length away. I want you to find that little push down of that circle so it gives you more upper body connection. Bring that top leg in line with your body. Lengthen that foot, that top foot towards the end of the mat. So it kind of like lengthens through your waist and your hip even more. And then start to sweep the leg. Bring it up towards the circle and then take it behind. So move from the front of the leg in to get the length behind. And go again. We sweep it forward, bring it up towards the circle. We take it behind. Find that length. Good, we've got one more. Imagine you're traveling your leg on a table as well. Try not to drop it. It stays at the same height, or as much as what we can anyway. And then we release it off. Yes, and we do all of that the other side. Okay, so find your position. So I must kind of find it easier to put that leg onto the circle first, then bring the body down, find your upper body position, and then take that top leg on top of the circle. It sometimes takes a little kind of playing around with getting stability through that circle. So head, hand connection here. And again, we're going to flex through both of those ankles. From the ankle all the way through to your hip, take that push down of that circle and then release it off. 2 more like that. We take the push and release. We've got one more. We push and release. The foot goes in. And now we find that push down with the bottom leg, push up with the top leg. So find that resistance. Good. And then release it off. 2 more like that. So you push up, push down with the bottom leg, and then release. Trying to keep that flexed ankle as well. We push and we release. Good. Bring the arm down so you're resting your head onto that arm. Again, that little support of the hand here. Mind's eye into your bottom leg to take that lift, taking it up, and we take it down. We go again. We take the lift. It goes down. Do one more. We take the lift and we take it down. Yes, good. Bring that circle up. Okay, legs slightly in front. That circle is arm's length away from you, hand onto that circle, little push down, lifting up that top leg, and again, reaching that foot long. So you find the length here again, that little 50% push down into the circle, bring the leg up towards the circle, and then we take it behind. And again, find the length from the front of the leggings, front of the hip. We go again, we bring the leg up, we sweep it back. And let's do one more. We bring it up, we take it back, and we rest it off. Yeah, good, good. Okay, come into rest position here. Okay, circle can go down. Okay, in terms of releasing the hips, our rest position to focus on our hips, knees apart, you can bring your feet together. Okay, lengthen the arms out in front, drop in the head. And just encourage the bum down towards your heels. Doesn't matter how far it comes down here. And then just take a few breaths, taking that release. Good, take a few more breaths. And do one more. Good. And rest it off.